Working from original drawings is a really great way to come up with original ideas for your designs. And so I want to show you how to convert an original drawing into a design using Photoshop filters. So I have a couple of these drawings here and my abstractions, and I'm going to go to Filter Gallery and open up Filter Gallery. And notice I have a lot of options to play with. That's kind of interesting. See, it looks really like a line drawing. Now I'm gonna, I may want to convert this to color, and so how I utilize the sharpness of the detailing and the brush size may or may not work. I mean, I could use this as a background and add another element in the foreground if I like, and that softer effect might work in the background. So I'm just going to say OK. Now here I've taken my original drawing and changed it, so I don't want to lose my original drawing. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and this is my abstract drawing, but this is going to be a design, so I'm going to call it Design, and I'm going to call it Abstract Triangle 1C because I've already started a few. So actually I wanted to save that into my portfolio, so there we go. Save, OK, and I want it to be at maximum, so I'm going to say OK. So now I want to show you a couple of other ones that I've done. This is another filter option, and here's another one. I think this was Sponge, and I forget what this one was, Paint Daubs, or let me take a look at that one more time. Filter Gallery. Oops. Oh, it just takes it right back to the one that you previously did. I think that one was cut out, right? So that's what that one was. So now I have my options to work with I've got a couple of them already to work with. And here for this one, I actually converted it using the same, a different type of a filter. So now I have that one. So here we're taking a drawing and converting it to simple shapes that we can then later on add color to. We can also add another element. For example, here's a demonstration drawing I did for a class, and this image size is really large. So let's just see what happens when we convert a large image in the filter gallery and see what happens to the detail. Now, this is at 100%. See how long it takes to load? Okay, boy, we can really see detail there. So, and it takes a lot longer. Let me just shrink this down. We can see the detail up close, but let's take a look at it. You can see most of it. So the detail has really changed, and that was a drawing. So I'm going to just say OK. I don't want to lose my original drawing, so I'm going to File, Save As. Never click Save because that'll ruin it. We want to save it, and I'm going to call this Design. And oops, I have to learn how to spell I-G-N, and I'm going to call this Bottle and Glass, and I'm going to call this 1A. And I want to make sure I save it in the same portfolio, so there's my portfolio, say OK. And I want it in high resolution. No, I want it in baseline optimized for loading to the internet. So I can actually play around with elements from this and even copy and paste it and reduce the scale. Why don't I do that? I'm going to say Command All, or I can use my marquee tool to select it, right? I'm going to select it, Command Copy, and where is, let's see, one of these. Oh, that's another one I did with fruit. I can show you that in a second if you like. Let's put it here, Command V. Oops, it's really large. So what I want to do is take it and scale it down because I've added another layer to it, to this design. Let me bring this in. See, I could have reduced that image size first, but that would actually be the better way to go. Let me pause and reduce the image size first and recopy it. Okay, back to my original. Notice this is at 16.767%, so I'm going to go to image size, and I'm going to reduce the image size to, let's say, 800 pixels and see how that is. Okay, now I don't want to lose that large one, right? File, Save As, and I'm going to call this Small. Oops, let me put a dash there so I know what I'm talking about. And it's in my portfolio. Save. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I can, zoom in on it so you know, take a look at it this way. I'm going to select it all. And I'm going to copy it and paste it into, no, not that one. Okay, how about that one? Command V. Okay, now it's still pretty large, so notice it added a layer. I'm going to shrink this one down in size. So move that into place, shrink it down in size. I'm holding my shift key down to prevent distortion. And now I've got another element. I can tilt it a little bit if I want. I can place it somewhere else in the composition. If I hold my shift key down, it often helps me straighten things out. I can play with the opacity. Here's the opacity. I love playing with the opacity because it adds kind of a ghostly image. So I'm going to click another tool, the marquee tool, and apply. So now I have another element in my design. So I would have to integrate that through color. I could move it around if I don't like the way it's lined up, for example. I think that kind of works better in the composition. So now I can take different drawings and combine them into another unique design. So, you know, taking different elements from different drawings, combining them into a composition that you have converted from an original drawing, and coming up with 4 different options for, say, the final project. This is a great way to go using your own original work. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know.